I'm Lynn.
I'm Dr. John.
And here's another episode of Enuff Already.
Damn straight.
Today we're going to discuss a few things and rant about something else. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Look at that. That's all time progress.
Getting better. Song, bro. Yeah, Melvin, come on, buddy. This is all he wants, rock and roll or heavy metal. Well, you know Melvin, he likes that stuff.
Maybe it's season 2.
Thanks, Melvin. We still love you, brother.
Come up and do an episode. That'll be fun.
Yeah, next time you're in town, we'll bring you in.
Great.
All right.
Anyway, we're going to discuss Trump's cabinet picks.
Yes.
We're going to start off with the media's favorite one, Matt Gaetz.
Yes, Attorney General.
Which is a slam dunk, in my opinion. He's definitely one of the smarter members of Congress.
And he's fiery. He's not like Eeyore, Merrick Garland. Well, we've got to Merrick Garland. He's always, when did you say that I said that? I did not say that. I said that this. And when he gets excited, he goes, and I said. That's about it.
I cannot comment on ongoing investigations.
Merrick Garland's going to be the worst Attorney General we ever had in our history of our country.
It's like, where's this paperwork and these documents that we asked you for? And he's like, oh, well, I didn't bring them with me. Matt Gaetz is going to be like, oh, here they are.
I got the documents for you, Mary.
I got them right here. I got copies for everybody.
Gaetz is a fire eater.
And well, he's been attacked by the deep state too. You know, they had.
Oh, they're attacking him now. They're trying to pull up this bullshit allegations on him.
Well, and we were talking about that earlier, which I think all it is just a media leak to try to slander the poor guy and make him look. He hasn't shied away from any of it.
And I'll tell you what it is. Pelosi book of the smear. You leak the story out, the media picks it up, then the media spreads it, making the people believe it, and then you have your smear. Even though it's a lie, then they believe it.
Right.
And
well,
she explained it perfectly.
Oh yeah. And I don't know if you noticed all her interviews lately. It starts off, well, how are you doing today, Mrs. Pelosi? And she's like, terrible.
Yeah.
You better be terrible.
That old goat needs to
It's
go.
swinging back hardcore on all of these people. And, you know, basically Trump's got 18 months to do something, you know, to make a big impact. And he's putting the perfect cabinet members in there.
He's like making the League of Justice.
Oh, the Avengers is what Bongino calls them.
That's Justice League.
Heads off of Bongino. I stole that from him. But Tulsi Gabbard is what is that? What is exactly her thing? She's the intelligence, right? Now this poor woman's been on a no-fly list from the Biden administration. Yeah,
she's a straight-up terrorist, according to the liberals.
Oh yeah, they were melting down today, saying how could she have this access to these documents and all this classified and blah blah blah.
You know what Trump said? How's it feel to have more access than these people who've seen how you're a terrorist?
Being that she's a lieutenant general and has served overseas for this country, I think that
Tulsi Gabbard is a smart woman.
Oh yeah.
And I am so glad that she didn't run for the Democratic nominations. I seen them all lined up that one time, and I watched them all, and she spoke, and I went, holy crap! I hope they don't pick her because she could win because she's smart. She's got common sense. She's got confidence. This woman knows her stuff.
And now she's a Republican.
And they ran her right off. I mean, they didn't want nothing to do with her because she wasn't going along with their bullshit.
You notice that the black streak in her hair, John? It's caused from stress. That when she was overseas during combat.
Really?
That's permanently part of her hair because she got exposed to so much stress overseas.
Well, I think it looks cool.
Oh, I do too. I think it really looks cool. But there's a few other picks that I really like. I like Elsa Stefanik. You've already talked about the border czar, Tom Holdman, which I don't know if anybody's ever seen him on Capitol Hill, but he does not take any shit.
You know what I like about him? He's sitting there going, what are you going to do about separating the children? We have to deport these people. He goes, I got a simple answer. He goes, what? We'll send them all back together.
Is there a solution to not breaking up families? Sure, I'll deport them all.
And I'm like, okay. And everyone was like, I didn't expect that answer.
He also said that if these sanctuary cities won't help them with their local law enforcement, But he will double the ICE agents in that city, and they'll do it themselves.
Yeah.
Which I think that's awesome.
I like Gavin Newsom out there. He's complaining. They're already putting together a group that they're going to fight this deportation and fight all this stuff. I have a better idea. Let's put a border wall up around California.
Well, not even all of California, just the coastline.
Half of California.
The rest of
put
it's
her right
red.
down the middle. Give her back to Mexico.
It's just the main cities that are, the major cities that are blue out there. And, it's your typical no ID to vote, so they're going to screw Republicans.
I'm telling you, Trump is coming in with a sledgehammer.
Well, he damn near won New Jersey.
Well, what about Elon Musk and
Ramaswamy, which is
the new DOGE.
Easily, you have two of the smartest men that's even politically affiliated whatsoever.
Remember when Musk took over Twitter? What percent of the employees did he fire?
75.
And guess what? It's still functioning.
Oh,
it's properly in there. He cleaned out 75%. What do these have in our government? All these cousins and nephews and aunts and uncles and sister-in-laws and all got jobs.
Well,
creative things for them. They're all working for the government because their family all got them jobs and main positions.
John, what could actually happen is they could decide whether if your Social Security number ends on an even or an odd number. Like with odds, everybody with an odd number, you're out.
You know what could happen? Here's what could happen. We could actually take in more money in taxes one year than we spent.
I don't think we've ever done that.
I think it's a feasible idea now.
Right.
Idea. I think that we could actually have a surplus.
The thing about it,
if you could take down the debt.
The thing about that is it's not an actual department of government, so it's going to have to be created. You know what I mean? But since we have the Senate and the Congress, I think it's a possibility. I think we
got tons of dead weight in our government just sucking up money.
Well,
our money.
The problem is the American people has mandated Donald Trump to do Donald Trump things. So every one of his picks, I mean, if your senator doesn't confirm one of his picks, then primary that bastard the very next election. Primary the hell out of him.
No, writing letters, call their office religiously, call all his offices, badger the hell out of him, and make him wish
that
he okayed it. We could become a thorn in their side by our voice. And if they do something we don't like, emails, letters, phone calls, and just weight them down so bad they go, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. The people are crazy. Yeah, that's right, we're crazy. We're going to make you do what we want.
You got to support the MAGA movement or they're going to go. It's that simple.
It's not just the MAGA movement, it's the people.
Right. And everybody's a little upset about the new Senate leader, John Thune from North Dakota. But
I'm not happy about it. But
I'm not either.
He don't sing, what's his name, John Tune? I'm telling you, if he don't sing the right tune, he's going to be gone.
Well, here's the thing. Anytime J.D. Vance walks into the Senate, he's sitting in the captain's chair. So even though he's the Senate leader, all we got to do is send J.D. in there, and he's got to get out of that chair. That's J.D.'s chair. He only sits in it when J.D. Vance is not there. And, the Senate, I'm not exactly sure. I think we got a 53, I think we got a 3 or 4 seat advantage.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of a buffer for your Susan Collins type people and who should be primary immediately because she already sucks.
At least we don't have to worry about Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
Bye, Mitch. We ain't going to miss you. Mitt.
Or Liz Cheney.
Yeah.
And Mike Pence, shut your mouth. Nobody cares what you say at all. Just go back to whatever mansion the Democrats bought you and forget you were
you were a plant the whole time just to observe Trump and report back to your cronies.
Only people who listen to your opinion are on CNN.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our rant, John. You want to do that right
now? Well, we'll do the rant. Speaking of CNN.
Yeah. The old failing CNN.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let me hit the start button. Go.
NBC announced that they want to sell MSNBC.
I wonder why.
Gee, I can guess. Well, good luck with Rachel Maddow's $30 million a year.
Rachel Maddow.
$30 million a year. Holy shit.
That woman would lie if the truth was better.
Right. Well, I'm not sure if they don't swap Mark Cuban in for her every now and again. It's hard to tell the two apart. Have you ever seen them both in the same room at the same time?
Is she actually a woman?
No, I'm not going to comment on that, John, because we go on YouTube.
Oh.
I think get us trouble. We might as well talk about the weather.
Yeah, let's not talk about events.
But anyway, there's an single left media outlet whose ratings just aren't in the shitter. I mean, it's ridiculous how bad they're out. You got MSNBC's. Believe it or not, most of their viewers have gone to Fox, and that's mainly because Trump's put most of the Fox personalities in his cabinet. So
I seen they had, I forget how many millions of viewers, and now they're down to like 850,000 or something.
Right.
I mean, it's just, if they're in the toilet.
And that's total viewership. That's
Yeah.
That's not for any given show.
That's just an average total viewership.
Right.
They're down over 2/3.
I don't think they can even get more than 100,000 people to watch one show at one time. So and I'm glad, because they're not the American people see that they're all a bunch of liars.
They're lying and they're spinning stuff that's not true.
And they still are. Which,
they're doing it even worse now because they're trying to attack Trump and the cabinet
right.
stuff, because anything they can do. And don't believe it, people. My God, open your eyes.
I got to laugh
These people
today.
are flat lying.
They were calling Pete Hegseth a white supremacist.
Yeah. I read a thing in the Washington. I read the Washington Post thing sometimes just to see what the other side's doing.
He's a sick man.
And it's disgusting reading it, and these guys act like somebody's actually going to believe them. And these cabinet members, and what a catastrophe it is, and they're all incompetent. It's going to be back to 2017, and Trump's crazy, and he's doing this, and they're just running their spin. I'm reading, I'm just laughing, and I'm laughing. I'm going to need lying SOB. How much more corrupt can you get?
More people watched the live stream of Dan Bongino election night than MSNBC and CNN combined.
Because Dan ain't going to lie to you.
Yeah, no, hell no. It was more entertaining. I mean, what other shows do you watch them drinking tequila during the election? I mean, come on. You ain't going to see that on CNN on New Year's Eve.
All the media's left wing. All the media's lying. They're desperately trying to make some kind of spin and try to make things look bad.
Well, they're actually
trying to scare you people. What they're trying to do, make you believe it. Don't freaking believe it.
They're trying to bring back conservative commentators to their platform so they can draw some of their viewership back.
Oh!
Liz Cheney's not a conservative.
Speaking of Mike Pence, though, I found out something interesting. I met an NSA guy.
Oh, yeah, you were talking to me.
I'm not going to mention his name.
We'll call him Bob. Is that his real name?
No.
Oh, man.
Anyhow.
I busted him out.
No, it isn't Bob. But anyhow, he had some interesting things to say. I'm not sure I want to say them all, but he was talking about Ukraine. And he says, about this Ukraine thing? You know what's going on? I said, no. He says, I know. He says, I was in intelligence, NSA. I'm still talking to guys. You know what he said? He said that money. He said, Joe Biden got $135 million out of the last stash they sent over there. He said, but you're not going to believe this. He goes, Mike Pence. He said, he got $60 million. Hey, who else is getting money? Now, I'm saying this stuff, and people believe me or not, but I have no reason not to believe this guy.
Oh, me either.
And I asked him if he wanted to be on a podcast. He said, He said, you can talk to me if you want. Because people need to know. I'm not going to tell you what he told me about Hillary Clinton, but it was pretty crazy. And Bill Clinton and Joe Biden and all the nasty things they were doing.
Just Google pizza and hot dog burgers.
Yeah,
that's pretty much
all the nasty things they were doing, and I'm like, oh my God. Now, what Hillary was doing wasn't illegal, but what Bill Clinton and Joe Biden been doing was not on the up and up. And it's crazy. And the guy was telling me something. I really don't want to get out here on the internet and spread that stuff.
Well, absolute power corrupts.
I want to get up in the morning.
we don't want John Clinton.
But yeah, it was an interesting conversation. I'm getting more information from this guy, and we might get some stuff that people need to know.
I wasn't big on Mike Pence when Trump chose him. I just always felt like he was a turncoat.
He told me he was getting money from Ukraine.
No, I don't know.
They're laundering it back to our politicians. They're sending these billions of dollars over, then they're cutting it all up and sending a decent portion of it back to our politicians. That's why they're getting billions of dollars. And those people in Ukraine, they're probably not getting nothing.
Yeah, probably not. Well, I don't know, John. I heard that that's the biggest purchaser of yachts there is in the entire world.
Well, the rich people have been breaking them. I'm talking about the common population.
Well, the ones that are not.
What's going on over there? Nobody really knows because you're not an honest media guy when you go over and see if you can show anything.
Well, let's get back on this cabinet talk.
Yes.
I want to say that it's getting really easy to spot the rhinos. There's
all the ones that are bitching.
Right. Lindsey Graham he just can't keep his mouth shut.
Lindsey Graham is a turncoat rhino,
exactly.
Dressed up as a Republican.
Exactly, and you know who the rhinos are simply by their heads exploding right along with the Democrats with every pick that Trump has.
You know why? Some people going to be going to jail.
Right, and we might just see who all's on that list from Epstein's Island and Diddy's. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, let's talk about Robert Kennedy. Former Democrat from the Kennedy family.
I was at the barber shop today getting a haircut. And she started talking to me, and I started laying into the stuff. And she was on that Kennedy guy. I don't know about that guy because, you're going to make him the director of health. And I go, what's wrong with that? I said, the guy who wants to take the nasty food that they're feeding the kids out of school. I said, he wants the food companies to straighten up their stuff that they're feeding us in America because most of that stuff you can't eat in Europe. They won't let you sell it. I said, well, he's saying about the vaccine. I said, well, what he says about that? I said, the man is going to clean up our food.
First of all, the vaccine thing, it's not like he's trying to get rid of the vaccines. He's going to make it where they're not mandatory. Kids nowadays, when John and I went to school, we had to have vaccines too, like polio.
I stood in the line. They zapped my arm.
Right, but we only needed maybe 21 or 22 vaccines by the time we got out of high school.
I didn't get that many.
Probably, I'm just guessing. Now it's like up around 150 different vaccines.
Yeah, we don't need that. The drug companies are getting rich off these vaccines.
Right, and the thing about these is Robert Kennedy was involved in some lawsuits regarding vaccines and mercury, and he wants to make Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, these people that make these vaccines, he wants to take away their get-out-free-jail card. He wants to make them liable.
And then, as they should be, though.
Absolutely. And I agree with that.
If I build a car and the front wheels fell off of it,
you get to sue.
The guy gets sued. If I built somebody's house and the roof fell on because I did something wrong, I get sued. Well, then they should get sued too.
Right, but him doing the vaccine thing and representing families in court and that kind of thing led him to the Food and Drug Administration. So then he started looking into the foods and what kind of stuff. And just like John just said, Europe will not take any of our food because of all the
contents.
Yeah, we got too many insecticides used on our vegetables. We got stuff in bread that should not even be in bread, preservatives and stuff like that. And we are the most unhealthiest country on the planet. We have more sickness.
I can can spaghetti sauce. You know what my spaghetti sauce is? It's got tomatoes, it's got salt, pepper, oregano, basil, Italian seasonings, okay?
Right.
Lemon juice, and I can it.
Right.
Okay?
It's great.
And guess what? My shelf life is like 6-7 years.
Right.
They don't have all that crap in it. John, to buy a jar of Prego, I got to eat it in 3 months, or it's going to go bad with all this shit in it.
Did you know that 77% of our youth in this country that are age of going to the military are too unhealthy to go to the military?
Well, it's the food we eat.
Exactly.
It's killing us.
We're the most obese country, and it's not even people's fault.
But who's it making money?
Well,
Big Pharma.
Exactly.
Because it makes us sick, and then they get to treat us for the
ailments,
but not cure us. So
it
all goes a big circle.
They've never cured anybody.
It's a big circle. Make them sick so we can treat them. They're probably in control of food.
And the same people, John, the same people that do the tests are the same people that produce this food. So, like the red dye thing that was going on, let's say Fruit Loops.
So they put stuff on meat.
I'm just going to take a guess out there that this one red dye that they used in a Fruit Loop one time, somebody thought it was bad. So the makers of the Fruit Loop or the Fruit Squares or whatever you want to call it, they did a study and paid the scientists to study it, and guess what? It came back as harmless. Imagine that.
We'll follow the money.
Well,
if I'm having you test my food, but I'm the one paying you to do it, I'm going to get the answer I want.
Scientists usually tend to agree with who's ever paying.
Well, there's no science in science anymore. It's science fiction.
That deals with the weather situation too, by the way. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about weather events.
Right, but I'm just saying, 98% of the scientists that look into things pretty much agree with whoever's paying them to do it.
And that's a shame.
Right.
It's a shame that the mankind, the human people, are so easily bribed into letting other people take harm so that they can make a buck. I'm just so disgusted with the fact that there's no integrity left with any of these people.
Well, that's the difference in this cabinet, is every one of these guys Trump has picked are full of nothing but integrity. You know, these guys are all American loving people. Take Doug Collins, he's going to be Veterans Affairs. I can't imagine anybody would be better for that position than Doug Collins. I really can't. And the guy's there. He's always been one of those outspoken kind of people.
The only problem I see with a lot of this is they're taking so many good people out of our government that are there and putting them in the cabinet that we're not going to have that many good ones left in there.
Well, then,
except for they put their appointees and they're going to deal with all these rhinos and these other Democrats that are in there that want to kill us.
Right.
So we're going to be losing on that end because those people ain't going to be able to fight for us.
The whole problem is they're going to have a hard time appointing people to these open spots with somebody that doesn't follow the agenda because
you want to hear something funny?
It's mandated. Trump won in a landslide. He won the popular vote by almost 5 million votes. We want this man to do what he wants to do in this country.
You want to hear something funny? The Democrats in Ohio were begging Mike DeWine to appoint Sherrod Brown and J.D. Vance's seat that got voted out. Now, why would anybody do that? How could they even fathom that he would consider doing that?
I have no idea, John. I kind of chuckled when I heard that. Even Mike DeWine's not that stupid.
He better not be. The guy gets run out of office. Well, I'm just going to appoint him back in another guy's seat. Yeah.
If he did that, there'd be swarms of people protesting at the governor's mansion.
We'll talk about insurrection. Wait till you get out of his Capital Columbus if he does that.
How do you feel about Elsa Stefanik?
I haven't heard about her yet.
She's the ambassador to the United Nations. She's a firecracker. She's very online.
And you women, look at all the women that Trump is good, strong women he's put in his cabinet. I mean, Susie Wiles.
Right. Chief of staff. First time ever that the female's been appointed to that position. She also ran a campaign that won in a landslide, and the majority of the people in this country.
And they're saying that one woman's going to be this, what's Kareem Pierre, John, whatever her name.
Oh my God.
Raggedy Ann. What's Raggedy Ann's name?
Cringe John Puke.
I call her Raggedy Ann. What's she, the press secretary?
Look, John, now listen.
Wait a minute, can you get a fuzzier head?
That look like Cowboy Bob off The Simpsons?
Looks like Raggedy Ann, I'm telling you.
Oh my God, she's disgusting. I can't stand her. She's a horrible liar. Hey, well, you know, she got paid to lie.
She's a good liar.
When they
get her in a spot, and she just act like she doesn't know what anybody's talking about or know what to say, and
like
she
you guys
storms
agree
off.
with me. She always looks at the left-wing media and goes, like you guys, you agree with me. Meanwhile, Peter Doocy is like, what the hell is she talking about?
Yeah, you didn't even answer the question yet. Nobody's agreed with you.
But she's a firecracker. She was hardcore on the anti-Semitic protests and stuff on the campuses that were happening.
He's picking some good people, I'm telling you.
The Free Palestine people cannot stand her, anytime the left side's exploding, we know Trump's on the right path.
And get away from the TV. Do some looking at yourself and some investigating and see what's going on. And investigate these people. The people he's picking are right for the job.
Let's end this talking about Pete Hegseth. He's my favorite, one of my favorite.
Borders are.
No. He's the Department of Defense.
Oh, Department of Defense.
The Borders are Tom Holman. But he served in this. I think he's a major in the United States Army. Ironically, he served in Minnesota, the same as Tim Walz did. Only difference is when Pete was called to go to war, he actually went to war and commanded troops while he was over there.
Didn't go to the stables?
No, he's got two gold stars. He's written a book about getting the woke out of the military. He's on camera saying that women should never be in combat. You know, and I kind of agree with that. You know what I mean? We're not talking about Rachel Levin, not them kind of women. We're talking about real women. They shouldn't be in combat. And he's got some pretty good stances that he's going to run General Miley's right out of there. You know, there's no he's gonna fix.
Miley's bought and paid for too, and he's so deep he can't do anything to turn around now. He's stuck.
Pete's
he's going to regret it one day.
Right, Pete's one of the better picks in my opinion because he's going to make the military strong, one of the strongest fighting forces in the country again. in rapid fashion. You're going to see recruitments go up. You're going to see people volunteering to be in this man's military because he's going to run it the right way. And you know, he's a pure American here. There's nothing. He's an American hero without a doubt. But you know, so far every pick has made the left's brains explode. They're pulling their hair out in clumps, which I love it.
And I love it.
I've actually seen tears crying their eyes out on TV.
Hey, you know what? Till we solved our abortion problem.
I know.
They're shaving their heads and refusing to have sex.
Right.
Thank you so much, because that's the best thing you could do. Everybody will spot you easy and say, well, good, we know they ain't having no baby, they ain't having no abortions. I mean, not like anybody wanted to anyhow, but
no, and we're the cult.
They're making themselves feel good like everybody wants to have sex with them.
They all agree on the same thing, shave their heads, wear the same clothes, and we're the ones in the cult.
Yeah. Whatever. It's a free country. If that's what you want to do, that's great. But thank you for not having sex and reproducing.
Or how about the ones that are keeping their kids and stuff away from their grandparents, and because the grandparents are MAGA, you know, so they're going to torture the parents now by keeping the grandkids away. And they don't want to be in the will. There's one girl was on, I think it was a girl. She was on the internet saying how she's bisexual and her husband's bisexual, and they wanted Kamala Harris to win, and her dad and her brother all voted for Trump, so she's never talking to them again.
So be it.
Yeah, she doesn't want anything to do with the house when they die. She wants written out of the will. I'm thinking,
there you go.
I kind of doubt you ruined it to begin with, but okay.
She probably got like the pencil sharpener or here. I put it in the will. You get these hair shears.
Right.
I'm thinking you the hair shears.
There's literally hours of these people all over X you can watch. It's quite comical. If you're having a down day, just tune into one of those. And
they're melting down.
They haven't put a smile on your face in minutes.
But you know what? When the economy picks back up, things get better, and all of a sudden they got some more money in their pocket, and they're going to go. They're still hating.
Right. Well, we've heard that. We've heard people that admitted it, that their lives were so much better when Trump was president, but they hated him so much they wanted to vote for Congress.
Well, that's a news media psyop.
Right.
They created that.
Exactly. Well, I hope something cool happens. I mean, it's like we can't even turn the TV on without something cool. Have you seen any of Trump's little videos he keeps putting out there? Like how he's getting rid of the Department of Education and all that?
That needs to be happening. Get rid of the department. Let the states run their own education.
It's like you don't even let him recover from the last one, and he's hitting them again with another one. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. We know exactly what's coming. On January 20th, Trump's going to hit the ground running. You know, he basically only has about 18 months to pull all this off. Because his last term, we got the midterms coming up in 2 years.
You know what's funny, though? If they would have let Trump win last time, and it had the House,
they would have just stymied it the whole time.
Stymied the whole time. He'd be getting ready to be finished up, and they'd have accomplished their
no,
goal.
right, and he would have been able to accomplish a damn thing.
They'd have just handcuffed him the entire time. He'd got to do his term. He'd be gone. But now he's won again. He's got the House and the Senate. He's got the driver's seat. He's got everything. He's
got the Supreme Court.
And they kind of screwed themselves by cheating him out of that last election. They shouldn't let him have it.
And he quite possibly may have one, maybe two more picks on the Supreme Court in his next term.
They're trying hard to get that gal to retire so they can appoint somebody before.
Well, they want to put Kamala Harris in there.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is she'd never vote because they have a vote. She'd be going, talking around in circles and carrying on and never really voting.
You know why she'd never get in there, John? Because the filibuster's still there. It's still there.
She'd be too unburdened by what has been to even figure out what was going on.
You would see senators talking around the clock to keep that thing out of there. I'll guarantee you.
You mean the big filibuster?
Yeah.
I'll take the floor and I ain't coming off till Wednesday next week.
Right, and that's they'd be like, you know what, I think I can talk to January 20th. Let's do, well, you think the new Congress and new Senate sworn in on the 3rd thinks that.
I vote we take a recess for 15 days and come back.
Right. Holy. Then
we'll come back on the 20th.
With a little recess appointments, which is it's constitutional, folks, and it can happen, it has happened. And most likely going to happen here, especially with Matt, as far as Matt Gaetz, because so many rhinos, there's so many people that don't want him in there because, you know, they got skeletons in their closet that they don't want brought out.
Skeletons.
Well, probably actually real live illegal aliens that are closing in.
Who knows?
Probably.
I got a feeling we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out in a hurry
I
what's
hope
going
we
on.
do, man. I hope we do.
We may lose a lot of people in the House and the Senate.
Yeah, well, it could. They might be going to jail.
As long as they take them out in cuffs, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Something tells me Lindsey Graham might be one of the first ones.
Lindsey Graham, that guy. Talk about the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, he's a
He
warmonger. He's a warmonger.
Well, that's, I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about the wars and stuff like that. So we understand why that happens. I said, because they're making so much money off war. Right. They don't want peace. That's why they get pissed off when Trump went over to North Korea and talked to that man face to face. He said, we don't talk to those kind of people. They don't talk to those kind of people because they want constant controversy. They want constant wars, constant conflicts, because they make money off of it.
Right, exactly. The industrial war, the industrial military complex.
War is such a huge money maker that they lose it, they're not making those guys
exactly
any
right.
money.
Exactly right.
So
well, just like Biden getting kickbacks from sending money over to the Ukraine, all this taxpayer money goes over to help with their war effort, and then for doing so, Zelensky kicks him back money. You know what I mean? It's just a vicious circle that I believe we're about to see come to an end.
All right.
I think it's going to be America the Beautiful once again, folks.
It's going to be a golden age.
I can tell you that it feels better. Already feels better. Everybody feels better. And it's like a big dark cloud's been lifted off this country.
Yeah, that was me.
Cue the music, John.
So, I don't know if you guys learned anything tonight. I hope so.
I do too. I mean, I even learned.
Open your eyes up. Do some of your own looking. Quit listening to this left-wing media that's going to lie to you.
Well, statistically, John, a lot less people are listening to left-wing media. And just like I said, I think I said it on the podcast, that this election is going to be the death of mainstream media. And it basically has, because you have more people listening to podcasters like Rogan and Bongino and
us,
Glenn Beck, and us. Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah, three of you listening to us.
All four of you. But anyway, until next week, I'm Little Ed.
I'm Dr. John.
And this is Enuff Already.
Thanks for watching.
See you next week.
See you.